everyone. Welcome to lesson 22. Today we are going to be talking about the very last string and learning where those notes are on the staff. So violins, we're talking about the G string today, okay? Violins have a tendency, especially student violinists, not to read G string letters super well because so many of them are ledger lines. Okay, so remember we talked about ledger lines way back when we first learned the E string, and we learned high A, third finger on the E string. So remember the ledger line extends the staff going up or going down. It's spelled like this, ledger line. And it's that little line, and it just, so we have like, here's the space note, then you draw a line, and there's your line note. Then the next space note sits on top of the line, and then on the next line, okay? So now for the G string, we go 2 ledger lines down under the staff. So it's kind of like going underwater, okay? So 2 ledger lines down is open G string. This is the lowest note that the violin can play without tuning our G string lower, which we don't do very often. Sometimes we'll tune the E string, but not the other strings. So open G string has 2 ledger lines down, okay? It is way underground here. So 2 ledger lines down, underground is open G. Now if we go to the second ledger line. So we step up from being underground and land on that second ledger line. This is A, first finger on the G string. So no fingers, first finger. Stepping up to right underneath the first ledger line is B, okay? If you turned it sideways, it almost looks like a B, right? So 1 ledger line, B, second finger. Then the note that looks like it's a floating alien ship, kind of like high A up here, this is C, and this is third finger. And this C actually even has a special name, especially for pianists, okay? Just so you know, sometimes this is called middle C, okay? And it's middle C because it's in the middle between the bass clef and the treble clef, okay? So that's middle C. And then, running out of room here. And then fourth finger will be D, who is ducking under the staff. You should know that one because it's fourth finger and open D are the same, okay? So we have G, 2 ledger lines down, A, on the line, 2 ledger lines, B, under ledger line 1, C, on the line D, okay? So this week, draw in, be sure on the where I have the staff, it says draw a treble clef, then draw 3 Gs, draw 3 A's, draw 3 B's. Be sure you draw treble clef. Some of you forget to read all of the directions, and it's kind of like math class. You need to read all of the directions to know what to do. Okay, violins, you're done. So if you want to stop the video now and work on your note names, that's fine. Violas, let's talk about yours. Let me get my eraser here. And we are on the C string for you, violas. So here's our alto clef. And your open C string is under the first ledger line. This is the lowest note that the viola will play, okay? Open C, no fingers, okay? So here's your ledger line, which is extending the staff down. For you, this is important to remember. This C is not middle C, okay? Your third finger on the on the G string, that's middle C. In case you were listening in to the violins, the pianists call this note right here middle C. Okay, C, then stepping up to our line note. One ledger line down under the staff is D, first finger, okay? Then the one that is hanging down like it's a cherry growing from the staff, okay, that's E, second finger. Then bottom line, the very first line of the staff, F, third finger, and then bottom space, fourth finger is G, and remember this G, it's fourth finger, but it's also your open G string, okay? So you're gonna be drawing each of these notes. If you need a ledger line, be sure you draw the ledger line, then put the note underneath it. Note when it's like this open C, no need to draw another line underneath it. That just looks kind of funny, okay? So you just draw the one ledger line and then it hangs down. And that is C, okay? Same thing for violins. Notice that on the empty staff, I say draw the alto clef and then draw the note. Be sure you draw the alto clef. Don't ignore that part, okay? So for each of the staff lines, before you draw the notes, you need to draw your alto clef. And then there's a note on the composer sheet for the very last page. Violas, you're all finished. You can turn the video off now. Cellos, here we go. Bass clef. For your C string, I call this, for my piano students, I call this Grandpa C, because it's way down low for piano and it's way down low for cello. So 2 ledger lines down. We draw 2 ledger lines under the staff, and then the note is on the line. This is your open C string, okay? Stepping up a note, it's a space note, but because it's a space note, you just draw 1 ledger line and then it hangs down from the ledger line. That is D, first finger, okay? Stepping up from D, we have E, third finger, okay? And I think this kind of looks like a planet. Saturn, I don't know. Saturn's the one that has all the rings, right? So E, third finger. Then stepping up, fourth finger, F, okay? C, open C string, 2 ledger lines down. D, you draw the ledger line and then the note hanging down. E, draw the ledger line and then the note goes right on it. And then F is hanging down from the staff. It's like the top of it is glued up to the staff, but it's not covering the line. It's dangling down from it, okay? Open, 1, 3, 4. So cellos, just like everybody else, be sure you draw a clef at the beginning of each empty stave and then draw your notes in there. And then you also have a Name the Composer worksheet, or not Name the Composer, the story of the composers, Meet the Composers. And that's all for you guys this week. Have a great week.